For as long as I can remember, I've always wanted an MP5, especially after it was immortalized in all the video games, including Call of Duty. The MP5 was used by the British SAS troops when they stormed the Iranian embassy back in 1980. And then we started to see the MP5 SD version used by the Navy SEALs. And then what seemed like every TV show in the early 1990s had the MP5 as its main star. It's no wonder why everybody loves the MP5. It is notoriously efficient from the big screen all the way down to your TV screen. It's also one of the more recognizable freedom sticks out there, and it's amongst the favorites of the good guys when they need to put in some work. So let's rewind a couple years. Let's go back to 2019. This is when H&K released the 22 version MP5 clone, and it was made for them in Germany by Imitation. This is truly a licensed copy of the famous Freedom Stick, and it's precisely made to H&K specs all the way down to the tiniest detail. Now this 22 version of the H&K MP5 is built on a polymer lower receiver. It's not aluminum like its older brother, the 9mm, and I'm sure there's some H&K purists out there that are truly upset at this fact, but those are probably the same guys that get upset at $1,000, $1,100, $1,200 price tag if H&K had made this out of the original material. And anyways, it really doesn't matter because in my opinion, shooting this humble little 22 version MP5 does not require anything heavier than the polymers it's already built out of. And besides, Imitation has done a great job making this little Freedom Stick feel like the real thing. Those of you that are familiar with all the different H&K variants, you'll recognize this as the H&K MP5 SD3. And basically all those numbers and letters just represent that it's an MP5 with a suppressor and a retractable stock. Unlike the A2 model that has just the fixed stock. And of course this cool little 22 version does not have a suppressor on the end of it. What you're looking at is basically a metal shroud that covers the little tiny pencil thin barrel, and it has no suppressing qualities whatsoever. The H&K MP5 is a blowback action, which means less moving and rotating parts inside to get all gunked up from that 22 exhaust. The barrel length is 16.1 inches, helping to keep it legal, and Imitation does make an H&K clone of the MP5 in a pistol version, and that one comes in at 8.5 inch barrel, and it also has no stock. The rifle version does come in at 7 pounds, and in my opinion, that's kind of heavy for a rifle version chambered in 22 LR. But remember, you're not going to be storming no embassies with this 22 rifle, so really the heavy weight is really not that big of a deal. I personally enjoyed this rifle with all the extra weight and everything, and I quickly found myself shooting hundreds upon hundreds of rounds easily in one hot summer, sticky, humid Florida afternoon. Kids would really love to plink around with this Freedom Stick, and hell, I could even see myself sitting on a porch for hours at a time plinking Bud Light cans out of a tree. And at $450, it's certainly more expensive than, let's say, the Ruger 1022, but this little H&K is 10 times more fun to shoot. It could even make some of your Call of Duty fantasies come true, if that's what you're into. The safety is the well-known H&K lever, and it is ambidextrous. Unfortunately, you probably already noticed something. It is missing one thing. It's missing that coveted third notch that sends rounds downrange in a full auto swarm. You'll have to rely on your little old booger hook to run that trigger as fast as you can because, like I said, there is no third notch on this rifle. The trigger is your typical H&K, and it breaks in at just over 4 pounds. The retractable stock on this little Freedom Stick is designed just like the original. When you swing the release lever to the left, the stock is easily deployed. It's made of aluminum rails, and it feels extremely sturdy when engaged. When the stock is retracted, it measures in at 26.5 inches and 32.5 inches when it's fully extended. Now moving on to the handle, you'll notice that it's not textured like other handles. It's actually quite smooth, and it's just like its bigger brother. It is slick as hell. Luckily, there's very little recoil to this 22 version, so its controllability really isn't an issue. Now let's move on to the sights. I was surprised to find the sights are genuine rotating diopter rear sights with 4 different apertures. The sight is fully adjustable and makes for excellent hitting probability. Simply rotate the drum and land on the smaller hole for more precision shooting, and just the opposite, the bigger aperture for more close quarter type shooting. I personally don't think that a 22 LR is a good CQB round, but hey, I could be wrong. It might be one of your favorite CQB rounds. Drop a comment down below, let me know why it's amongst your favorites. Now let's talk about the top of the receiver, where you'll find the typical H&K groove for mounting your favorite optic. But keep in mind, when the MP5 was introduced, they didn't have all these cool red dots and scopes for subguns that we enjoy nowadays. Alright, now let's answer the question that most of you are here to find out. I know you've been patiently waiting for me to answer this question while you're sitting there on the throne doing your thing for the past 10 minutes. Can you still do the MP5 Slap with this 22 version? Let's take a look. Yes, yes you can. There have been variants made over the years that don't have the slap option, but on this H&K MP5 22 version, it does, thank God. When you're out there plinking away and the H&K locks open on an empty magazine, you simply insert another magazine, slap that bolt to chamber another round so you can continue where you left off. I'm not even sure if there is any other way of chambering a new round, and honestly I think it's illegal to attempt to chamber a new round without slapping that charging handle. So do yourself a favor, slap that charge handle so you don't end up in prison for a few years. Slap it every time. The one magazine that it comes with does hold 25 rounds, and if you need to buy a 10 round magazine because you live in one of those states that believes the 11th round is super dangerous, by all means jump online and buy one of those magazines because they sell those too. The magazine does come with the little tabs that you find on most other 22 round mags that let you pull the follower down against the spring, making the tiny little 22 rounds easier to load. It's also really easy to unload. All you have to do, insert the mag, slap the bolt release, pull the trigger 25 times, and bam, you have unloaded the mag. Now let's take a look at the fake suppressor it comes with. It looks like it could be the real deal. It even comes with the appropriate sized hold to give the impression that it's shooting a 9mm. But just like in real life, you might look like you're holding a big package, but in reality, it's a very small, teeny weeny little thingy. This cute little fake suppressor on here weighs in at just over 1 pound, helping to reduce whatever recoil this 22 LR might be producing. Hint, hint, it's not a lot. To remove and reinstall the fake suppressor, you simply just need to screw it on and screw it off. Be careful because the hole is very, very, very small and there's no room for error. And just in case you were wondering if a real suppressor could be installed on this freedom stick instead of this fake one, the answer is no. Alright guys, I want to thank you for watching this review on the H&K MP5. What are your thoughts about it? Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think about the 22 version H&K MP5. If you enjoyed this video and you want to help support this channel, there's 2 ways you can do it. One, you can head over to Patreon. You can help support us over there. If you don't have Patreon, you can support us right here on YouTube with a super thanks. Both links in the description below. And as always, I want to give a big shout out to all 14,535 subscribers. Without you guys, the channel would be nothing. I wouldn't be making this content. So a big shout out to all 14,535 subscribers. And as always, guys, I'll see you at the next gun show. Take care. Thank you.